It's an interesting pick for sure. It's not what a lot of people are picking up. Like you said, they are opting in for the double initiator, the Sky, and the Sova combo. And the Sky operates as kind of like a duelist for some.
It's definitely going to be a comfort pick coming through for Android. Android's going to play Raze as much as he can. You would have to put Android on a map where Raze is not good, like Breeze, for him to get off the Raze. So no surprises for me. Really, that position goes between Sky, Reyna, and Raze anyway. First contact maybe being found over towards B. You and Brock, the two Sova players.
That's going to be tight. Brock maybe going to swing off the alarm bot contact. And of course, there it is. He does back away though. Going to throw the Recon bolt in as well to make sure that he can get some information. But actually opts not to. Looking over towards Link, EU is covering that. And you'll see the fast break for NRG. They're also pushing through short at the same time. J.Cruel's got a big job to do. The flash comes in, but of course, players are already on the site as well. J.Cruel finds two, as Tex does as well. And it's a 3v3 with Spike planted. The defense a little bit split. We've got the flank coming in from AGM, but of course, Tex wrapping back around. This is a little bit of a tough situation now for the Killjoy, but engagement down long. AGM has been spotted, finds Tex in the process. 3v2, things are looking good for Complexity. As I say that, Android in the corner, low HP, finds a pick onto AGM, and it's now just the 2v2. The defuse is starting to come in. We've got both Android and SoaR pushing up. Android with the 3K. That's how you start the pistol.
And he's low HP as well. Like I said, just critical the whole time. 12 HP, still finds 3. Most importantly, they got AMG down, who was going to cause a lot of problems on that flank. AMG runs a duel. This versus Tex, but it's covered by the rest of the players. You see this kind of mid to A split where all members from NRG were able to go through A main, get the plant down. The rest of the members trying to get through the link itself. It comes down to a 1 versus 1. Android killing Brock there, the most important frag to enable and to really give himself the best chance of stopping that defuse. And at that point, OOKERS can't get it done.
Marshall's out here for Tex, finds the opening pick onto OOKERS as Complexity with the anti-eco, looking just for some aggressive, cheeky picks. J.Cruel actually avoids that Roomba, and that's going to be interesting. Swing off this. What's going to give him the Q? Close and personal. Oh, this is just cut this tension with a knife. SoaR's here too. Oh, he gets antsy. Oh, he gets antsy. Finds one, picks up the Spectre. Tailwind out. Can't convert onto anything more. You like the heroics, but Complexity still down a member. We're going to have to retake this A site.
Oh man, you just wish J.Cruel had at least one smoke there, but he bought nothing. He came in completely dry, only on the classic. The default dash there as well. Nearly gets out alive. Makes it difficult though. Complexity saw 3 alive here. They can do some more damage. You've got low HP, specifically onto EU. You're droning out Heaven here as well. So not expecting Complexity to win this round by any measure, but just any kills they can get here is really damaging.
I like the drone up to Heaven. I don't really see that a lot. Usually they'll drone connector. But funny enough, I also like that turret. It's just shooting Tex, giving him some issues. He's not going to die from it, but he's going to take a lot of damage. Still see AGM trying to be problematic. The rest of the team are looking for exits. They'll be positioned around a lobby. The drop down for AGM. Meanwhile, Allen finds one. Tex now pushing forward, has the Marshall. Oh my god, that is so much damage. 1v1 now. Brock cleans it up. Yeah, they lose the round, but NRG lose everything.
I think that's one of the most perfect kills at the end of the round I've ever seen in terms of, you know, going for exits. It starts with, okay, look at this round. You have J.Cruel getting aggressive. I thought he might wait to see if Android would peek his barrel out. That would confirm the positioning. Gets a kill, and you could see in that specific situation as well, if he did have a smoke, he could smoke down, dash away, and actually get out with his life and the opening Spectre as well. Spectre would have been picked up as well from Brock, so carrying that through to the next round. Operator online for J.Cruel. There's plenty of money now for Complexity to buy the rest of the guns.
This Recon bolt ends up landing. Be looking for some C-Link action, but not going to find any information. This site is going to get quickly executed on by NRG. Initial pick here for J.Cruel with the op. That's got to be key, as Brock now going to send those shock darts in. It does take AGM. Well, I thought I might have taken him low, but it just, of course, off the corner doesn't quite connect. That was thrown in, spots out we did, and J.Cruel is finding some really crazy shots. Still, the flank coming in, like you highlighted for some. He's gonna have to worry about Brock finally, but Brock finds 2 on the way out. That's kind of worth some now. In a 1v3, Cosmic Divide available, but he's sending all those stars down. He's got to take this duel. Take 3 duels at once, getting close. OOKERS got it. That's the round for Complexity.
The power of having initiators as your team, right? You got the Sky for the extra flashes. Playstorm could have been used there for J-Krill as well if other members start going down and you don't want to be retaken with the operator. Options available for Complexity. SoaR with a long flank, but unfortunately it just takes SoaR too long to meet up. Link back over towards B. J-Krill even finding that shot into Android is so important as well, so it's going to be a decent round coming through from Complexity. And it comes through in a position where they get all the guns out of NRG in the previous round, so that wasn't a bonus. I mean, you now have a full save coming through from NRG because they lost everything on the anti-eco just 2 rounds ago.
It's definitely going to be a little bit tough. Of course, they have the Blade Storm, which can be helpful, and you'll see NRG play a little bit more aggressively because they really have nothing to lose. Meanwhile, Complexity, they've got boots on the ground here on the A side, and that's going to be problematic. The Knives already out of commission, and it's just going to be a firing squad. Not really letting them into the site. SoaR might have something to say about it, but he gets shot from the side. Could be a pretty standard round here for Complexity.
And not much more to speak about, honestly. It's final coming through from EU. It's here to farm up some ult charge. We'll have the Seekers available now for OOKERS. Money in the bank as well. And Complexity just sitting on so much money here. Got Odin out. Operator's been in play for a while now. Everybody's pretty close to the ultimates except for AGM, who's hasn't been able to get as many kills because, I mean, that last round, everyone just walked into everyone else in Complexity, and AGM couldn't quite, not his side of the map, we'll say.
Yeah. He's important also round now. C, right? He's also anchoring a site that's not really focused on here by NRG.
Well, NRG haven't gone C at all, I don't think, that so far in this entire map. This J-Krill operator position has been spotted out by NRG, and they want to actually play the map pretty wide this time. You haven't had SoaR leave C.
Wow.
I don't know that the operator's moved over either, so this could be contact found through garage doors.
It's going to spot things out. SoaR actually took a lot of damage from the Odin spray here from Brock. He didn't die. That's key. They still have their smokes available for them. Brock, we're going to try to spray through that as well. The early default here for NRG ends up over towards A. Avril.
Seems like it always does. NRG's gone A pretty much every single time now. Even when they were going B on that initial round, it's actually B, E2, A kind of play. Gravity while slowing this down quite a lot. Texas in trouble, dies.
Oh no, OOKERS backside as well. They're still holding on to this. Fallon picks up the upgrade, but Android manages to entry. But that's still such a huge hold here from Complexity. The Cosmic Divide coming down, and I like the position from Android, but he does manage to give it up. Still Complexity, this is a really tough site to break through back in, but the Recon Bolt's going to help out with that. Android hides underneath. You can hear a lot of the players, of course. If they do pop in, Android's going to be able to hear them. J-Krill actually updrafts into his own smoke. Now he's going to deal with the showstopper. Oh, no! And it still finds its mark. Oh, man. NRG, they'll take the lead.
And that's the thing. Showstopper doesn't care about the Cosmic Divide there as long as you roughly know where your opponent is. Blaze-Storm being missed there by J-Krill is really upsetting. And both players had a reasonable, reasonable idea of where the other one could be because you can still kind of hear the ultimates being pulled out. That's obviously what gave J-Krill the information that Android was going to be in hell. Yeah, I mean, drop a Cosmic Divide in there makes a retake that much more difficult. Complexity, limited options, limited time. Like say the rounds to play through. That operator now dropped over for Tex. Back up and repurchase. Oh. J-Krill instantly finds value. Tex down.
That's also going to be a big confidence boost as we have a look at this Hunter's Fury. One tag comes in. J-Krill taking a battle as well. Brock manages to find its mark, but SoaR now very deeply pushed up. The alarm bot not positioned over towards that side. A free kill for SoaR as OOKERS now doubling back. I think he's... Oh no, he thinks he's still B, I think. The flash is going to help out here. Give the information. The Seekers actually rather in a quick trade in A-Link.
It seemed like OOKERS must have caught a shoulder there. Definitely knew where the opposition was. Double up onto SoaR. Needed potential trouble here.
Oh my goodness.
Through the double doors. Hasn't really missed a shot so far this round. The opening of the Tex was so good. That was an important round for NRG to win. Just previously, they get the money. Get an operator onto Tex. They drop it instantly. It seems like everything here that NRG tried to do got pretty shut down very quickly. J-Krill with 3 kills.
Like, give a lot of credit to Complexity. You've got Brock holding down B, OOKERS over towards A alongside Valen, and then you've got J. Cruel just no one's challenging him down C long, and sometimes Brock will just spray through. Really, NRG are trying to are not really finding a lot of success. It seems like Complexity are there at every turn, and whoever's there is ready to go, ready to stop whoever's in his track. J. Cruel's not afraid to re-peek angles, even if he doesn't have the tailwind. He re-peeks 3 times there and then uses the tailwind.
AGM now, he's been nano swapped out of this, but they can call reinforcements. It'll be up to Brock as well. Great angle, lots of lineup members. So it's going to go down to EU's Sheriff there. Nice shot from J. Cruel, 4 versus 2, and I mean, it was just going to be an upgraded pistol eco anyway. We're looking to see if NRG can maybe take away a few members. One more gun would be nice. Android seems to know that there could be another player in window. Villain's got the angle.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Spike down, C.
Yeah. Pretty understandable. Little eco round here for NRG. They did manage to convert 3 rounds ago. This might be that second round, or sorry, another round that they do so. Lockdown is available, and Brock used the Hunter's Fury, I think 2 rounds ago, to find some early picks in the courtyard. So Lockdown's going to be pretty unaffected here for We Did. I'd imagine NRG are going to play around it, play it through short. Hopefully we'll see a pretty easy side hit over towards A. It makes a lot of sense that that's where you want the lockdown anyway.
So you have to look out for J. Cruel once again, though, because it's going to be NRG leaning over towards A. J. Cruel with the opening shot, potentially. Texas on the line first. Does seem like contact may be made. It will depend on whether J. Cruel wants to push the angle into short or not. Does he believe that Texas is also sniping this round? There's a lot hanging on what happens towards sewers.
Well, they spot a lot of players out, too. Oh, he gets aggressive, gets down to 10. And so does We Did. Both of them just down at 10. That's crazy. And now you can see OOKERS healing up J. Cruel. And he's still in a very tight angle himself. Android watching it like a hawk. Meanwhile, the rest of NRG, they're all rotating over towards the seaside. You still have membership here, though. HEM and not Valen, both playing together here. You can see the execute starting to come through. We Did's going to lead the charge. Doesn't have that lockdown. Or if he dies, he's not going to have that lockdown. There we go, the quick trade. And Valen's still here on the site, looking to play through. They back away again.
You know why? It's because Android has full control of A, and now he can be lurker. Oh no, that was a free kill. All right. Had the faster fingers there. And this is troublesome for NRG because they could have gone towards A. Less than 30 seconds now, and it is getting really rough now. They will be... I was going to maybe say spotted by utility, but no. AGM stuff is all offline because he's dead.
That's true, yes.
Oh, the Valen dead as well. That's going to be the plan finally, and NRG took a while to get onto any site, but they've gotten there.
You are divided.
Texas is a great angle here as well. Unfortunately, I think maybe a little bit of miscommunication from SoaR, because I think maybe the angle would have loved to have been held, as they did eventually end up coming through. Now, Texas in a very tough spot. Recon Bolt's going to spot him out, and he's really not in the greatest spot. That's a little bit unfortunate, as now they're shooting through the box. This is why EU, one of the best Sovas in North America. 2v2 now. Hunter's Fury coming through. It's coming in from EU. Does he find those tags? Yes, he does! That's 2 for EU, almost 3. The shock dart in, and it finds SoaR, but it doesn't matter. EU stays alive, and NRG tie us up.
Really crazy round coming through. I mean, multiple times NRG were going to get the drop into complexity, rotating over towards C, while, you know, they were not faking A, but they were hard committing A, drawing rotations over. Did a little bit of resistance over towards C. I mean, good job by getting AGM to at least slow it down. Android calls over the rest of NRG to come back over towards A, but then loses a duel versus OOKERS in, I think, a situation where Android was going to get the drop on them. Rest round now. Still got plenty of buys coming on through from both sides. AGM onto a Bulldog. Or a being shown in terms of where NRG are leaning once again.
Damn, J. Cruel is an absolute beast. You watch all of VCT, you don't see a Jet do that. You don't see a Jet re-peek like 3 times. He is very, very confident. But so is Android over here, as the paint shells will find AGM. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Lockdown finally coming in here for Weeded. And it's going to make it very difficult to come in. Valen pinching in from C-Link. Finds 2 important frags. Yeah, Lockdown's down. Doesn't matter to me.
Spike planted.
It's now Complexity have the advantage, and they're here for the retake as well.
And NRG are holding all on site because they can't leave. If they go for the regular B, you know, post-plant, they're going to get Cosmic divided off the site itself, so they have to hold in. See if the initiators from Complexity and get them on the site as well. Flash is being used, but they're losing the jewels to J-Crawl. They saw him at the ready now. One play on front, one play on the back as well. Valen low HP is over. Complexity cannot enter at all, despite the ultimates. And they would have loved a situation where the Cosmic Divide could have been used there as well, but just not going to be possible when everyone's on site. And you know what? AGM going down really hurts the retake too, because he had the lockdown. Could have been a counter lockdown if he was offside and alive.
Not even that, but Valen going down is especially brutal. I wonder if there was stars available, because they probably could have taken these duels a little bit more isolated. The fact that there was no smokes down meant that we did and Tex kind of just have their pick of the litter, right? How they want to play those fights. And well, we did a little bit unsafe behind Gong, but doesn't matter. They win that round anyway. And now, new round, Lockdown, like you highlighted, available here. So we'll see if that ends up being used for the retake.
Complexity, man, they've lost like 2 rounds, but they still have plenty of money. That's just how much they banked up over the course of the previous rounds. Obviously, there's no operator this time, but that's one thing that NRG can be reasonably pleased with. Tags onto Android there. And no more early A aggression shown from NRG, but I mean, that's not going to stop J-Crawl. J-Crawl might find contact here. There's a lot of members. He's got to get droned out as well. Yeah, he backs out, instantly dashes.
Oh, no op. Can't afford it. Means we get to just see Rifle J-Crawl for the time being. He had an op for what seemed like forever.
Yeah. 1 round, they don't have money, right? But they can still afford everything else, which is wild.
You know what's
Just goes to show
interesting?
how much money they had.
There was a blast pack that was used to break down this alarm bot early, but it never was broken. So it's a blast pack, I wouldn't say wasted, but the alarm bot is still there, and it's going to give information. The B site's, of course, going to come in on top of the this gravity well as well. That means Android's in a little bit of trouble. We'll see if they manage to spray through him. No, but the shock darts are ready to come through. Valid! Boom! Puts it all down through C-Link. Doesn't let them in. And then you see AGM as they start to funnel in onto the opposite side. What amazing control coming out from Complexity, but now Sam's got some control of his own, holding down the rotate. Still, there's not a lot of time left, and Complexity win nonetheless, and they tie us up 5-5.
Dude, when J-Crawl doesn't have the operator online and the rifle game is coming on through, it's Valen. So consistent. Yesterday's game as well versus Post Gaming, same thing. The Astra player, the smoke player on this team, is the guy landing so many good. Look at the spray transfer. So beautiful. And oh yeah, obviously the team play come through. Som had no chance. He was fully flashed up. Som tried to make some heroics happen himself as well with the double. Even up once again. Really close game so far. I'm definitely loving that. And that's just given a little bit more money back into Complexity. And it's NRG that has to go for the eco. They do have a hero rifle though.
Tough position to be in when there's 2 rounds left, but Android is 1 point away from the showstopper. So regardless, looking at a showstopper sometime soon. Still the lockdown available for AGM. It's been available this whole time as we look towards this A hit. Ohai does get tapped up. Brock, the only hero rifle actually making it work. Now, of course, the Cosmic Divide is available. You'll see that pop through, but Jake Cruel, before it goes down, it manages to find a pick. Now the lockdown's going to make this a little bit problematic for NRG. You're going to see EU likely sacrifice his life to try to stick around.
They destroyed it.
Oh, how? What happened?
NRG destroyed it. They must have used lineups from Android and EU. I mean, they got possibly a paint shell, possibly blast pack. We'll have to get a replay on that. Maybe we'll have to figure out how that happened in the past. So high and balance, still getting kills here. 1 left out. NRG, not going to be enough. So they get rid of the lockdown, but the retake is still there for Complexity for the 6th round.
Yeah, they commit a lot to it, though. I'm sure that they would have loved the lockdown and the Cosmic Divide for this upcoming round, because it's the last one of regulation. It's the gun round for NRG. And you've got Android now with the showstopper. You don't really have any tools for the retake. Ohai does have the Seekers here, but let's have a look at this replay. See what did end up destroying the lockdown. 1 shot, 2 shock darts. It's a good position from EU. I thought he was looking for the players rushing into connector, but looks like he had time to set those up. That's amazing. That is amazing.
I think the other thing that's really good here as well is that just saving shocks until that moment, because obviously you know that AGM's going to have a lockdown. Now that you've planted, you know this is a likely round it will come through, so having the 2 shocks available and knowing the lineups there really important. Now, there's going to be a bit of defaulting around both C and H, collecting the orbs, bring it up there. That gives Weeded, by the way, lockdown available as well. So Weeded was on 6 out of 7, and now getting 1 orb means this is the round that you want to throw all these ultimates in.
Yeah. Last time I think we saw the combination of splitting through B into A link and through short as well. That was kind of one really nifty combination to hit into A for NRG. This time it's just going to be the standard dual-pronged approach. EU lineups, sending them in. Here comes the execute, of course, the showstopper in. Oh, it's a battle between the Raze and the Jet. And Android falls. Showstopper not used, but it's quickly shot right in the back by Tex as he takes out J. Cruel. 4v4 now. Hunter Shooters available, and you can see Brock. He's ready to cook things up. Gonna miss the first 2. Does he land the last? Planted for ammo, and he does get the tag, but that's still the plant now going in. You see Ohai with the smoke subsiding, manages to send some shots to the players down below. The spray's good for Sam as he takes down Ohai, but Brock now re-peeking the angle, finds a frag. 3v3 with the gravity well, manages to put EU vulnerable. Doesn't want to swing off this. Players are playing close. The 50 angle for Tex. The crossfire is great. It's amazing for NRG. They'll tie us up 6-6, Avril.
And they got to get rid of Ohai, stop the Seekers from coming on through. You'll notice that Brock as well didn't actually destroy the lockdown. They let it through, and it's going to be, like I said, all tied up 6-6. We're going to go to a short break when we come back to the conclusion of map number 1 on Haven.
One of our highlights of complexity during the pregame was that their Haven might have been a little rusty. Not their best map. Look at this, Avril. We are tied up. What a close first map of this series. We can see why. It's just battle after battle, duelist after duelist, utility after utility, controller after controller. Everybody is fighting everybody.
And everyone's kind of showing up at different times as well. I mean, we mentioned J. Cruel, operator looked pretty good, but when he didn't have the ARP Valorant on, his rifle was really a lot of work done as well. To get off work done, it's Andrew potentially in trouble, but Texas got a great angle.
Oh no. Yeah, Tex indeed does, but J. Cruel still in the smoke. You see the tailwind back for Tex. J. Cruel now backs right into EU. That's a little bit unfortunate, but you see complexity. They're scrappy. They still want to fight. They're pushing forward. Ohai for 2. One player at backside. Assam now rotating all the way back through spawn, and EU's just trying to hold on to them for as long as he can. And of course, he will eventually fall. Now just for Sam with a frenzy. And a 1v4 Avril.
We fought a Dream, 1 star as well. We placed, but see how much this helps. I think Sam probably knows where at least Brock is. He 100% confirmed now. Left angle clear. But at this stage, even if Sam gets a kill, he'll get straight instantly. Everybody from Complexity just comes on through. You saw them, the silhouettes hiding behind the smoke, hiding behind the boxes as well. That round came so quick, Simo. Like, I think we were still talking about what happened the last half, and instant Complexity were on site.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the most interesting things about Complexity here is that they just kept the gas on. They had a lot of low members. OOKERS didn't even bother to swap to the heal. Now, mind you, maybe he didn't have it. Maybe he used it earlier. A lot of questions around that, but they just kept scrapping. You love to see that type of style of play.
Usually Skies, if they buy a Ghost, they don't get a heal as well. It's usually Ghost Trailblazer or Ghost Extra Flash, so you wouldn't have had it in the first opening pistol there. So if you see a Sky maybe on a Classic with full util, that would be where the heal would come through an NRG on this eco. Now, Som, by the way, who has a Shorty hiding over in sewers. It's going to be Tex moving up early. They had a stack going on A, but kind of lost confidence there as Complexity playing this super patiently. In fact, Jake Roll might have a pick here on Tex if Tex decides to push any further.
Oh, the timing of that is... Well, there's no timing yet, as Tex did kind of keep things resolute. But now, of course, the contact play for Android. Tex decides to move further. Will AGM put a turret down? What's he going to do? He's just going to hold the angle here for a lobby. Meanwhile, the rest of the team going to start their push over towards the C site. Tex does get taken care of, and maybe that opens up for Complexity to run back the other way towards A. No, Jake Rule's got other plans in store. Gives NRG a free gun. Complexity will back away as AGM starts to develop other opportunities.
Really interesting that Complexity didn't really smoke up C really well. They were open to a lot of angles there. NRG instantly rotated, and Android now get taken down by AGM on the flank. So AGM's done a great job of just his solo frags. Really scouting here as well. Only 2 left, and NRG have low members here, including Sam, who might still be using the shorty. He's picked up a pistol by now, though.
Oh, that's unfortunate. EU finding a very important frag, and they'll actually pop on in with the shorty. Pretty standard bonus round here for Complexity. OOKERS manages to clean it up. They'll get the 2-round start. So far, pistol for pistol. You know, I think you and I have seen some series where not a single pistol was won by an opposing team, but we've got some competition here.
The other thing here is that Complexity fully bought up last round in terms of full Spectres, full armor, taking no chances. And sometimes teams want to be a little bit more risky to try and save up for certain timings, like, you know, Jake Roll maybe goes without a buy at all in the second round just to save for a really, really quick operator, but Complexity played it super safe. They just wanted to make sure they weren't going to lose too much. They still dropped 2 members as we see early Seekers from OOKERS.
Oh, they're moving fast as well. Seekers popped, and of course the membership on NRG are starting to back away. They're going to try to deal with it as well. They're actually going to have Weeded, who sticks around, manages to find OOKERS, so that's, of course, Seekers down and Sky down, as Sam is looking to revenge Weeded for that frag. Oh, the Phantom picked up. That's a little bit problematic. Jake. Whoa, no! They rush in! Energy's already in the site, and it's just a bloodbath. Sam and Tex take him down. Brock, the last man standing. He's going to need some new Pokemon because NRG have cleared the gym.
It's one of those moments before disaster things coming from Jake Roll's POV. He's like, I've made the wrong decision here. Everybody can see me. I head's poking on through, and that one rifle that was picked up, unfortunately, doesn't really end up helping Complexity all that much. Well played. NRG here. Look how fast his retake is. I mean, good shot placement from Brock, but pretty much it. Brock gets a couple of frags here. Instantly, NRG are on site. And not only do we have teams kind of swapping over onto who wins the pistol, but it's also been a lot of consistency in making sure that round 3 goes to the other team as well.
This is I wouldn't call what we're witnessing disrespect. I just think the teams are trying so hard to play their style, and the other team is like unforgiving. They're like, no, we want to play our style, and it's just bloody. It's just bloody.
So both teams going really fast in. The Tex on Jake Roll duel to start things out.
Ooh. Tex does take a little bit of damage as Brock tries to find the refrag. Utility's going to be taken care of. Turret, of course, as well, but they didn't account for a second nano. Nobody ever expects the second nano. they splitting to A? That's going to be problematic.
Yep,
this is so unfortunate. We got a 3v3 on our hands. Oh, they find a pick onto We Did. That's probably unexpected for NRG, but now they start to breach forward and right around the smoke. Oh my goodness, it is disgusting. EU manages to salvage some picks on the way out, but Complexity, they extend their lead to 2.
See, but that was so smart from Complexity. They actually fake planted to bait NRG to push in, because I think both teams knew there was a bit of a standoff in the middle of the smoke, and there's a couple options there. Either a team breaks through the smoke, or we wait for the smoke to dissipate and you just have this firefight. Except for the fact that there is a spike on one team at Complexity. If they just tap the spike one time, NRG start pushing in and they get mowed down. Also, Brock eventually finds the timing. He was pushing through A the entire time as well, and they were kind of waiting if Brock can get behind the rest of NRG. So well read and well played by Complexity in that fight.
NRG early round, going towards the courtyard. We see that sometimes on the eco. And will they continue to force the issue? You've got AGM on the flank, making sure that nobody pushes in from A lobby. Spike's already been planted, so NRG kind of have to figure out, okay, well, where are we going to go from here since they kind of acted so quickly? AGM here's a lot of players running through. The flank watch has been taken care of, but Brock is now picking up that duty as he also ends up falling. Sam with the hero rifle on the opposite side. This is starting to get a little bit scary. Sam is alive, and it's down to Valen in a 1v3. And he's going to lose the only 1v1. He gets the fight. NRG trail Complexity, tit for tat, round for round. This round, this map, the economy is so important, Admiral, since teams are just going back and forth.
NRG winning that in what was a hero rifle buy as well. I think EU might have also had a hero rifle, so ended up being a double hero rifle there. But the point is, that plus then Tex pulling out the blade. So we look at this, Tex just turns around and AGM make noise, I'm not entirely sure. And Brock was the only one watching the flank as well. I'm a little surprised it didn't have a second member, because absolutely AGM would have called out, yo, I hear like a bunch of people. Surely AGM heard more than one person. Would have definitely have seen more than one person when he swung out. So only having Brock covering that, you know, long flank seems a little strange to me from Complexity POV.
Oh, look, there's a Blade Storm now on the opposite side, and they're going to go for the C side again. Tailwind in. We'll see if J-Cool can make that same magic work, but unfortunately, on this eco round for Complexity, it's not going to be the case. Brock finds the consolation prize. Now we're officially tied up again. We started this half 6-6. Now we're 9-9, 6 rounds later. And there's no clear winner yet. I don't know who's going to win this one.
Not only that,
no
Simo,
idea.
There's been like multiple rounds from both teams where it's like, well, that was a really impressive round from Complexity. And then straight away it was like, well, that was an even more impressive round from NRG, and they had less money. They had less weaponry.
Yeah.
So, okay, we don't see Complexity do too much on their eco there. They wanted to go fast, see if they can get the Blaze Storm into action. Doesn't buy them anything at all. Money is heavily in favor of NRG now. So despite it being 9-9, Simo, I think NRG have the momentum going in their favor. So we'll see if they can snowball that further, or if Complexity can stop the bleeding here, because Complexity have a lot of ultimates as well.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of momentum here for Complexity, I think, as you talk about NRG's momentum. This A site only secured by We Did, and Complexity have 4 ultimates to work with. They can commit 1 or 2 or however many they want, or none. They'll commit the 1, just get that safe entry into the site. We'll see how NRG reacts though on the retake, if they'll play it faster or just wait for the plan.
Shock misses, so Valen's just able to dodge through both of those. Should be at least aware of the fact that usually when there's a Cosmic Device, somebody's playing in Hell. This time there's been 2 players in Hell as well. Oh, high up for a lot of damage. Potentially he's been stunned up.
This is a problem. This is a problem, Admiral. They're already into the site. No, Jake rules down. NRG have complete control of A, but the lockdown. Oh no, they don't have anything to deal with it, so they have to back away. That means that the spike has time. It's ticking. And you see Brock, he finds the first duel. No, loses it just down to AGM, and EU brute forces his way back in. And NRG take the lead. Double digits now. You talked about it, momentum here. NRG's bubbling up.
It's not just, you know, any round win as well. It's a flawless. I mean, somehow they managed to get that through on the heroics of EU, who survives on, what, 1 HP? Had to get it done from heaven. 2 members of his team got detained there. Take a look at this again. We Did with the great read. I mean, you have to assume that somebody on the attacking team with their future Cosmic Divide will be in Hell, but it's is where EU came up so big. AGM couldn't win the duel. Double headshots from EU. They'll get the defuse, because otherwise that lockdown looked like it was doing quite a lot.
Wow. Now complexity down to the eco. Light armor coming in, but see if that makes a big difference. NRG feeling really good about these retakes. And almost every single ultimate was used that one round. Wow.
Definitely all the ones from Complex. I mean, we remember we walked into that when the 4 ultimates available. It's all gone now. They've really put it all in there. NRG still at least have that one lockdown available. So Dashcon as well. AGM as well. Off the rip. Complexity low HP. Should be a heal come from Jake Paul maybe.
Blocking sight.
Ooh. So far, so good for NRG. Understandably so.
I'm still here, amigo.
Android halts the push. 11-9.
There.
Not going to say it the reverse way, Avril. A little dangerous for stream. Timeout coming in here for Complexity as they need to think about what are they going to do to stabilize. I think NRG have so much momentum. They've got the showstopper here as well for the retake and the lockdown. Things are going to get very tricky.
And Complexity are no closer to realistically any of the other ultimates. They didn't get any kills there. They all died. So, yeah, everyone's like one orb closer, one tick closer. Complexity still have 3 rounds available here, potentially. Or just the 2 if this goes to 12 and then 13 for NRG. But Complexity using this timeout to figure out, okay, it's finally a gun round. We've lost 3 in a row. Had to eco. Quite a lot, actually. Now the NRG have picked up pace here. I mean, this starts with Complexity, pistol, anti-eco. They lose the round 3, understandable. Go to round 4, they win the proper gun round. But since then, Simo, it's been all NRG.
The crazy thing is you know, when Complexity are giving it their best on these rounds, it's almost like a similar playstyle. It's very aggressive. It's very in your face. And NRG are matching that energy to a T. I wonder if it's coming down to just these duels. You know, we think back to that round that had so much utility, so many ultimates used. Oh, I'd love to look back at that and be like, oh, how were the positions for Complexity? What did it look like? As we see one of the first slow rounds here, Avril, default for NRG. Complexity.
You've heard as well, and you'll see now the kill feed that J. Crawl did in fact purchase an operator. He was very cautious about that. He literally waited until about 5 seconds remaining on the buy phase to lock in the operator. Wasn't too sure.
Out of charges.
They made the decision now. I think he also sold utility because J. Crawl was on exactly 5,000, so must have sold something in terms of util. Oh, he's got 100 left is what I'm saying, so somehow 100 extras gotten into the bank.
Yeah.
And that just is probably the armor there. So probably traded armor for utils. So the glass cannon coming up through, giving them 1 frag. So far, worth in the round. Still is that lockdown in play, and this is where you need to see potentially Brock save double shocks just to counter potentially this lockdown.
Destroyed.
Good read here for NRG. Good guess. The position of this hit, the smokes are all going down, and NRG are here. Flash is going to give information that somebody's here. So far, Complexity not on the site. Trade J. Crawl with the operator. Yes, they'll win every single duel just down to EU. 1v4. He's waiting for the planter to get to the ammo box. Now, of course, around the smoke, pushing the smoke as well. It's being sprayed through. Shots not good for J. Crawl as he's trying to wrap around the bend. He's making it a problem. Shots are coming through. Wins the duel. The classic! EU! There's no time! The spike's being planted. Has another shock star. Doesn't find the frag. The spike gets planted. And now we're in a 1v1. It's unfortunate, J. Crawl. He's a little bit low, but so is EU. He's got 8 HP. J. Crawl starts to wrap around from connector. It's EU. He's gonna have to drop down, and does he take damage from that height?
Yeah, he can. He needs to drop in the box, I think, instead.
Oh no, this is so tricky. You see, he drops down to the box. J. Crawl heard that.
Hey, noise.
He's running. He has to defuse. Where's J. Crawl playing? Behind him, around the box. J. Crawl, the classic! Oh my god. He could have 180'd and domed him. He could have done it. With Complexity, they win the round. Oh my goodness.
EU with the, do I even dare call it mind games there? What actually happened is, you'll see this again. Gets the opening shot. Then look at what OHI's doing. Was it? That's Valen. Valen spends about like 3 different times trying to plant here. And just keeps canceling the plant. Could have probably have held the plant the entire time in hindsight. But look, man, hindsight is 2020 here, because Valen thought, yo, if EU's pushing, I gotta help my boys here. I gotta pull off the plant, pull the gun out, and try to get this done. And now you look back at J. Krull, purchasing the operator on the offense, gets 2 kills with that, and then in the 1v1 plays off the spike. So, you know, 6th member of your team is always the spike there once it's planted. Also EU on 1 HP. Right click from a classic. One of those bullets is bound to land.
Holy smokes. That could have gone either way, Avro. With EU just 180ing there, that could have been a quick shot. Another round though, and you see Complexity looking over towards the B side. You see both members of NRG on the opposite sides of Link. Shock Dart's coming in. OHI is going to take the first one, I believe, but they'll back away, and this is just going to be a standard creep. You see this lockdown. This is actually a pretty good lockdown from Weeded. It's going to push players all the way out of the courtyard, which is going to be very problematic for Complexity. How do they deal with it? Weeded is already going to cherry pick one of the players off. Here comes the Hunter Sphere to try to deal with it. They're going to deal with it as well, with Android pushing in with the showstopper. As they try to push in, one player's actually detained, and no, it's 2! Android gets taken down, and so does the spike diffuser. It's just down to ATM. He pops up the smoke. It's a 1v1 and a clutch for AGM.
What is going on? We've just had 2 insane back-to-back rounds that end in 1v1s, that end with little time remaining there as well. Locked on comes on through. You actually noticed, by the way, that AGM was one of the members locked down, and AGM is still playing around the smoke. They don't know that AGM is here because he was hiding behind the smoke while being detained. And so he just sneaks through the smoke after the detain's over. And you look at the face of, who was at EU, he's like, how is this guy here? There's no way. My team just walked through main. We cleared it. How is this guy here? Because he was hiding the whole time. AGM, what a ninja.
There no Shawshank Redemption 2 came out. Holy smokes. AGM. He's just in there, digging a tunnel, trying to get out. My goodness. Okay. Complexity now have a lot of ultimates too, Avril. They've got the Cosmic Divide and the Seekers. That's going to be really handy, depending on how they end up using them. With 2 rounds left, every ultimate is so important.
The fact that they come into a timing where these ultimates are just starting to land. I mean, 2-3 rounds ago, we're like, oh man, Complexity looked a little boomed here. They got nothing to work with. And that was, what's the scoreline? 11-9. Now it's 11-11. So Complexity are really caught up now. Andbox going to spot out an opening member, and NRG. See if they start pulling members over or not once this drone flies through.
You are divided.
Like that drone from EU. Cosmic Divide coming in to execute. It's going to go fast. We did. Is actually on the site, going to take care of some of those Seekers. He's going to be playing for short, and nobody's coming from short for Complexity, so they have to win these duels. It's very key. We did from behind, takes out the spike carrier, and now Android's helping stop them from pushing in. 2 picks come easy, but there's still more to go. J-Cool has to swap to the Phantom, and now taking a duel against Som. Almost loses it and almost wins it at the same exact time, but there's 13 seconds left. AGM is gone, and so is J-Cool on the retreat as Android chases him down. That's match point for NRG.
58 HP, and he would love to hold on to this operator as well, but they're chasing him. NRG got just enough money to do it. Good shot onto Andrew. They're spending extra huge till the stars come down and swap, and now I'll be over. They have to respect that Drake will have at least this gun walking through. It is very important. Like Complexity at least had 1 gun. He will also drop a rifle, I assume, to somebody else. Got 3,700. You got to be dropping an extra gun here. Balin's been your top performer. Maybe it should go to him. Here's something to remember as well, Simo. How did Weeded get those kills? You'll notice when this Cosmic Divide came on through and they flashed in, no one from Complexity was pushing short to my memory.
Yeah, no one.
So then you had Weeded just backing out over towards short. He was hiding the whole time, and Complexity were on site. Weeded just struck. He struck big time.
Yeah. This is also a little bit of a rougher buy coming in for Complexity. Yeah, they saved the operator, but I think that's what, OHI on a Sheriff. Yeah. Rock on the Ares, like it's not looking good.
Dylan doesn't have a gun at all.
Oh,
now J. Krull's dropped this operator. It's probably in a position where it's hard to pick up. They're gonna have to smoke for it. Now somebody will have to use it.
Killer blocking vision.
Deploying
That
drone.
was easy.
Be a little bit
One
tough,
enemy remaining.
especially with the weapons that they don't
Defenders
have. Avril, they didn't have a lot to work with.